I'm Rolando.
And I'm Eddie Z.
And this is Remakes, Reboots, and Revival,
An original podcast
about unoriginality.
And recently we've been doing a couple episodes about TV detectives, so we thought we'd do a one-off where we talked about some of our favorite detectives on our television screens.
Mm-hmm.
We're big fans of the murder mystery genre, just mystery and crime kind of TV in general, right? Would you say you are?
Yeah. I think we were the kind of people that would just go to one of those murder mystery dinner parties.
Which
Really?
we did for, what's it called? We did that for Valentine's Day, remember?
And I solved the case.
It was actually really impressive.
Yes.
Rolando got really drunk. He doesn't remember anything.
He doesn't remember.
I was an accomplice to the murder and I forgot. So, whoops.
You know, as in real life. Yeah, we're big fans of this
Wow.
kind of stuff. So we consume it on our television. We do it on Valentine's Day. We're all about it. So we're going to be talking about some of our favorite television detectives and maybe some that we think should be rebooted, revived, remade.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have a favorite television detective? Doesn't have to be a favorite show. Let's talk more so about like character.
Yes. So when we were planning this episode, one of the ones that came to mind for me was Detective Jake Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He is he's the lead, played by Andy Samberg. He's the lead of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and that's got like a wacky cast of characters, including the late, his name escapes me now, Chief Holt. I know the character's name. I forgot the actor's name. I think it's Raymond something. No, Raymond Holt. Raymond Holt.
Raymond Holt.
Whoops. But it also features Beatrice. I also forgot her last name, but you know, she's like she was in The Heights, and she was a voice of Encanto.
Oh, okay.
You know
I
who
know
I'm
who you're
talking
talking
about?
about.
Why don't you?
Oh, okay. Yes, the late Andre Brager, Melissa Fumero, Stephanie Beatrice, Chelsea Peretti. It's got a great cast. Terry Crews is like wonderful in this show. Just a overall fun bunch. And Detective Jake Peralta is kind of like this, like, doesn't necessarily follow the rules, but he's like a good guy. And he does feed into, what I love about the show is like, they do feed into copaganda.
Okay.
But at the same time, they're also kind of just like, it's so fun and farcical that it's just like, it's just a fun watch. You know, it's not that deep sometimes. And their final season do address like Black Lives Matter and stuff. And like, you know, they, as a show, they're on the right side of history, I will say, at least.
Okay. And he's a proper detective. He's not just some cop. Because I've never seen the show.
No, yeah, he's a detective. That's like his actual role, detective.
Oh,
Detective
okay.
Jake Peralta.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I've heard so much good things about Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It's wonderful. And it's also, you know, it's got like, it's a diverse cast. It's got some positive queer representation. Specifically, Raymond Holt, played by Andre Brager. He is, how to describe him? He is a cop who happens to be gay, not a gay man who is a cop, right? Like, his identity first and foremost comes from his passion for the law and like how by the books he is, but he happens to be a gay man and stuff. And I think that's a wonderful representation of, like, you know,
Cops.
gay men, a gay cop, right? Like he's it's just so charming. It's just a charming show.
Okay.
It's a workplace comedy, basically.
Nice. Eddie, what about you?
Oh, but for that one, I think that one deserves like maybe like a TV movie.
Yeah, I would watch the shit out of a TV movie for that one.
Is the show over?
The show ended,
The
yes.
show ended.
So this would be a good revival for sure.
Okay. All right. What about you, Eddie?
Let's see. Poker Face.
The Natasha
The
Lyonne.
Natasha Lyonne.
Peacock original.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
plays Charlie, right? Is Charlie Cale? Charlie Cale.
Charlie Cale, that's right.
Yeah.
Cale with a C,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
because she's CC. Okay, why is she your favorite detective?
I don't know, because she's so funny and she just like has a way of talking. And,
I don't know, because she's so funny. Yeah.
It's this, and
That was a good Natasha.
Thank you.
Lyonne.
I love her bullshit power. Like, she's able to see through people's bullshit. She's like
Yeah.
a living lie detector. And I love how like the FBI wants her. She's like, no, I want to just do my thing, you know. And she's
Yeah.
like homeless.
It's such a great premise for a show. She's literally like escaping not only the law, but like
The
the
mob.
mob who's
Yeah.
out to get her because she witnessed something and she fucked them over. And on the way for her to just like find some sanctuary, she runs to all these cast of characters. I love the way that the show is formatted too, where you see how the murder was committed.
Yeah.
And then it's all about her putting together the dots.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, some people don't like because they like to solve the puzzle themselves. This is closer to, I think, the Peter Falk show, Matlock. No, wait. Not Matlock.
MacGyver? No,
Not
MacGyver.
MacGyver.
He.
Columbo.
Oh, Columbo. Okay.
Columbo, where that's more sound. Not a whodunit. It's how did they catch him?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just throwing her in the mix after you see these whole plans happen. It's so different and so unique. And yeah, I also love that show.
I think you're the one who recommended that show to us, right?
I think we both were talking about it when it came out, and we just both validated hey, you got to see this. So
Man.
I think it's coming back for a second season, and
Yes.
it's one of the few shows that I'm
Yes.
there for.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's taking too long for a second season. I think the writer's strike happened in between.
Yeah,
Yeah.
messed up a lot.
And
So.
I'm curious to, I didn't do any research on this, but she appears in the Zoom meeting in,
Glass Onion.
Glass Onion.
Oh, that's
so
right.
I
Yes.
kind of always wonder if she's become one of these popular detectives
In
you
like
know,
the universe.
Yeah.
that, like in the detective system, is she kind of like,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
a character? Like, I would love a team up with all these major detectives
Of like
from
her
movies and her
Ben,
this guy.
Benoit Blanc. Yeah.
Benoit Blanc.
Who, honestly, they're making a third one in that trilogy, and I could consume 10 more.
Me too. Oh my god. Yeah. Even though the second one was not as good as the first,
Really?
I enjoyed.
I-
the second
I
one.
really
I
enjoyed
really
it.
I
watched the
liked
second
it, but I think the first one was better.
They were so different, which I appreciated
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think I prefer. I could rewatch the first one. The second one I saw, I don't need to rewatch it. I think.
But I think I liked
That's
the
my metric
second one
usually.
better because I figured out the first one. I did not figure out the second one,
Oh, the first one.
or at least
The first one.
all
They
of the
told,
second
the first one was similar to
Poker Face.
Poker Face. Like we know what happened.
Yeah.
There's nothing to solve.
Yeah, well, but you didn't. They throw something at you
Okay.
halfway through the movie that changes
Okay.
everything.
Yeah,
So
Alright.
you think you knew what
yeah,
happened.
yeah. So when you
It's
see
just-
things in flashback, it's almost hysterical
Yeah.
because you know why that was behaving the way it was behaving.
Mm.
I really
And they
love
were
that movie.
able to even change the tone of those flashbacks. Like when you first watch it, it's almost suspicious, and then when you watch it back, it's completely ridiculous
yeah,
and
yeah,
silly.
yeah.
I just thought, as a movie, it worked all. Both of them by Rain
Johnson, who
Johnson.
wrote also. He wrote them.
Yeah, I mean,
Everyone shits
freaking
on him
brilliant.
after Star Wars, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
why? And he also gives some of the best Breaking Bad episodes, guys. So let's put some respect on his
No,
name.
I love that guy. That's why I watched Poker Face because I really loved those movies.
Wait,
And
Rain Johnson involved? Yeah, that's his show too, isn't it?
yeah, he created Poker Face.
Oh my god, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Respect.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's just a huge murder mystery fan, which is why actually in that Zoom meeting, Stephen Sondheim and Angela Lansbury are there. Angela Lansbury being probably to me the greatest television detective of all time.
What show did she do?
Get Out. I was my turn to tell you that.
Get out of your house now.
Yeah, you don't deserve to live here. J.B. Fletcher, Jessica Fletcher, the author / mystery solver in Murder, She Wrote. Murder, She Wrote.
I've never seen an episode.
Oh
of
my
that.
I have.
God.
So
What else are you doing on Sunday mornings at 5 a.m.? I don't know. You're not
Sleeping.
watching Murder, She Wrote. though.
Usually,
It's the perfect, oddly enough, comfort show, even though it's about solving crimes. She's just smarter than everyone in the room, and she's just the nicest lady from Maine who's also just really good at noticing every little freaking thing, like Sherlock Holmes and like Hercule Poirot, the classic detectives that we all love. But she does it in, I don't know, I don't think anyone could play that role like Angela Lansbury. I was almost going to say that show needs to be rebooted. I don't think anyone could do it
No.
just like she did
and
it.
you know it's gonna get rebooted.
It will,
Yeah,
and it won't work
eventually.
unless they
Yeah.
completely do it in a different way.
Maybe she
but
becomes like a mentor to someone.
She's dead.
she is dead, unfortunately.
Rest in peace. I didn't know that.
They can always bring it back, I guess, with CGI.
Maybe
Yeah.
her great grandchild that she didn't know she had because
Yeah.
she never had children. She always
Ghost.
had nephews and a niece.
Well, actually, Hollywood gets their way. Like they own all this property of her, as IP. They could, in theory, bring her back as a literal ghost and be like, we're gonna
They
have
could.
her
Oh my
solve
God.
crimes.
I mean, I might watch that AI generated Murder, She Wrote revival just because I love it so much. It's 12 seasons and I I want more.
Do you think they could ever remake it, like reboot it? Like,
I mean, of course they can.
they can, but
Will
like,
it be good? I don't think
like,
so.
do you think it could be? Or and then who do you think could be like a?
I don't think it could work too, because again, we were talking about this in another episode. Everyone today is just like so they think like they're above sometimes what they watch, and so the movies have to be like as sarcastic and ironic to keep up with audiences because we're in the 21st century. Movies have been a thing for 100 years. It's hard to like surprise people and whatnot, which is also one of the things that's so nice about Poker Face is that she's like staunchly like, no, this is wrong. Right? Like, everything's so gray and muddled, but, like,
But
Poker
her is
Face,
black
it's
and
wrong.
white. It's,
And Murder, She Wrote was kind of in the 80s and 90s where we had to suspend disbelief a little bit more. They're going to either make it, like, way too gritty, which is not what Murder, She Wrote is about, or maybe too campy, which is also, like... And if Murder, She Wrote was campy, it was unintentional, as most camp is. And once you go for intentional camp, it's not the same.
Yeah, I feel it's wrong.
Do you think they could have like a fabulous game man playing like that's how they change it up?
Oh my God! Okay, if James
Like-
Monsoon becomes J.B. Fletcher, it could
interesting.
be potentially amazing.
Yes.
I was thinking like Nathan Lane.
No,
I see Jinxie.
I see someone like Jinx
Yeah,
doing
I could
it.
Why
see her
Jinx?
like being an author and
Well, I think she needs to be a little bit like younger, but have an old soul energy.
I guess Jinx certainly fits that mold.
Yeah, and like kind of channel Angela Lansbury. With Nathan Lane could, but Nathan Lane's a marvelous actor.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking like if Nathan
But-
Lane, like it would be rewriting the character, right? It's no longer female.
Yeah.
It's just like
And that's the thing, like
you want.
I want a
you
woman.
okay.
Because everyone just like takes her for granted.
Uh-huh.
They just think she's like some, stupid hick writer with a successful book, and they take her for, and she's smarter than everybody.
Okay.
which is this interesting, which is the spin, even though we haven't covered this, which is the spin on Matlock, the new Matlock. Is that the whole thing is she knows I'm an older woman, I'm a woman and I'm an older woman. People don't pay attention to me.
Yeah.
And that's when I get them.
Okay, interesting. So that seems to be a core thing for this character.
Yes.
Too interesting. Okay.
Which is also one of the detectives that I want to see revived or maybe rebooted. I'm a big Agatha Christie fan, and I've read a ton of the Hercule Poirot books, but I've also read a ton of the Miss Marple books. And we got 3 new Hercule Poirot movies, regardless of how we feel about them. They were somewhat successful. I want Miss Marple movies.
I don't even know what Miss Marple.
Miss Marple is pretty much like J.B. Fletcher, except she's not a writer. She's not a working woman. She's a retired, older, like 70-year-old woman who just solves murders because she's into chisme. Like, that's the thing. She's like, all of those retired women who gossip about everyone will solve murders. Like that was her whole premise.
I just think that Hallmark has the market on that.
Maybe.
They-
And maybe
they-
my relationship with Hallmark is
they-
too poor.
They
for me
usually,
to-
it's not usually an older woman. It's usually like the baker of the town or something like that.
Nicole's already
Yeah,
tapped out.
it's
She's
like cookies and
no, thank
murder
you.
kind of thing.
That's what it is. And it's Miss Marple's cozy. Miss Marple is like small English village. Everybody knows each other. And it's very, very like kind of cozy. It's nothing too gritty or dark. But she's just like smarter than everybody because she's in with all the tea. I don't know who could play her.
Meryl Streep.
The go-to answer. No, I
Helen
don't
Mirren.
think she could. One, she would have to be British. To me, like...
Okay. All right. Meryl Streep
Renee
play a
Zellweger.
leather shoe if she wanted to. Okay. What are you
And
talking about?
We will eat it
And
up.
yeah, we would eat it up. All right.
Yeah, but that's the thing, like... I'm tired of Meryl Streep just playing everything because she can and she could do it well. Like, there's other actors out there of her age.
All right. The same could be said about Nicole Kidman, who takes any role, literally throw it at her.
So why are you getting for Meryl Streep if you're attacking Nicole Kidman of the same
Well, Meryl
reason?
Streep, I don't feel is as oversaturated right now as Nicole Kidman.
She was.
Meryl Streep?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe like Olivia Colman, when she gets a little bit older, could play her.
Olivia Colman is someone who I see so much as of late.
She's getting a little oversaturated, but she's
I
fantastic.
do love her. Yeah,
She's
I have
fantastic.
any chance. Just give me more.
Yeah.
Is this what does it say about us? We don't know a lot of old lady
Maybe
actresses.
Imelda Staunton would be
I
good.
don't know who that is. Kate Winslet.
She played Umbridge in Harry Potter and the Half
Oh, okay.
Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah, and on.
Yeah.
'Cause she was
and
awesome.
yeah. She owned that.
So Kate
character.
Winslet it's some old
Yeah, no,
makeup.
Kate Winslet's for sure. Yeah. There's so many potentials, guys, and there's so many directions to take Miss Marple. That's just one of my answers. So, what about you guys? TV detective show you want to see rebooted, revived, remade?
So one that I liked that got revived was Psych. I did like that show. He's like a mentalist and he pretends to be like a psychic, and that's how he solves crimes. But all he's just really great. He's very observant. And the show ended, and it did come back for like TV movies and stuff. I've never watched them just because like I don't know when they're on, and I don't have the energy to go look for them on streaming. But they exist, so it's happened for something that I do like.
Who is the mentalist?
No, not The Mentalist. It's Psych is the name of the show.
Oh, who?
The Mentalist is a different show. They would riff on each. Oh, Psych would riff on The Mentalist because I think Psych was written and came out just before The Mentalist did.
So which one's Psych though?
Psych,
like who was in it?
James Roday is the actor's name, and Dulé Hill.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh, and I'm also getting this confused with Monk, which is a show I feel like I would love.
It's coming back.
But I never. Is it? Maybe I'll
Yeah, I
watch
think you're right. I think it's getting a revival.
It's getting a revival season.
Yes, Tony Shalhoub. I've never seen it, but I love Tony Shalhoub so much, and now especially after Mrs. Maisel, I'm just like, I'm gonna go back and I will watch Monk, and now we may have an excuse to watch it for the show.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of episodes.
What about you, Eddie?
Monk. Oh, all right. Very old show that I found called The Whiz Kids. Literally.
Sounds like such an Eddie show.
Literally. it is such an Eddie show. Because I was really one of my first crushes was the main actor of that show when I was a kid.
Okay.
So premise is a genius, this kid, he's super nerdy, and one of the things is that he builds computers. So he built this computer out of like junk electronics, and him and his buddies hack into systems and they solve crime. And they later connected with the detective. So he uses them as like his support group for him solving these kind of like unsolvable murders and stuff like that.
Wow.
So it was like the Whiz Kid and his like three buddies, and they would work with this detective and solve crimes.
Oh, interesting.
And
Okay.
then annoying little sister that
What
would
did this air on?
I have no idea. I see like episodes on YouTube. But it's called The Whiz Kids, and it had to because this is like when they were trying to make the time period where like you didn't have a computer at home, you know, so like having a computer was a big deal. So the way they would like they do the intro was very like what we think computers sound like.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love 90s depictions of computers.
I
Was
think
this
it's
also
80s.
like
It's either
80s?
true.
Oh my gosh. Was this like Doogie Howser era where they were like, let's see kids doing adult things?
Yeah, I think so. But this
Oh my
is before
gosh.
Doogie. This is before Doogie. But definitely
Pre-Doogie.
this is the idea where it's like like kids were like, yeah, kids don't know nothing. Kids can't do anything. And then they were like solving crime. It's a Scooby Gang kind
Let
of
me show
mentality.
you,
Scooby Gang.
Scooby Gang, classic.
Yeah. Great detectives. We've covered on the show before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And recently we've covered TV shows like High Potential and Watson. So we've been talking a lot about TV detectives. What are your thoughts on some of these TV detectives? We missed a bunch. Who are some of your favorites? Comment below, like, subscribe, all that jazz. And until next time,
Stay unoriginal.